Okay, it's a partly cloudy, beautiful spring-like day, and this is the first video. If you're watching these in the order that I published them, it's pretty far along the line, but we're at the water meter, and it's out here in the parkway between the street and the curb, and it's an analog water meter. And if you'll notice, my pointer out here, if you notice this little sprocket that's moving, okay, it's called a flow indicator, or a cheater wheel, or a cheater paddle. If that's moving, water's moving. We don't find a leaky faucet or a leaky commode. If we don't have a leak someplace we can see, then you've got a leak someplace that you can't see. So, unless we have some further discovery, this house has failed the meter test. Well, I'm coming back to look anyway. This sidewalk, parkway sidewalk, is beyond the scope of the inspection. That said, we've got some missing. This could be a trip hazard. Some of the parkway is settled around the storm sewer. That could be a trip hazard. We got a bit of cracking here. We got some spalling here. And again, all this is beyond the scope of the inspection. The city will say, if the city doesn't take it upon themselves to fix this on their own schedule, you can expedite this. What they'll say is they'll split the price with the vendor with you. This is what happens in Dallas, or it happened with my neighbor a few years ago. And my neighbor felt, I happen to agree with my neighbor, we kind of felt like they really weren't splitting the price. They were getting the vendor at a good rate. But my neighbor got a new sidewalk. It was worth it to him. Coming along here from the water meter, we're looking for the closest bib faucet to the meter, and that's this one right here. We're also looking for a couple other things. And so far I have not seen a clean out valve, a clean out drain, and I haven't seen a main water supply drain to the house. And that's not unusual. That's not unusual for this kind of, it's not that you know, yay, I don't have one either, but it's a fairly common observation on architecture in this geographical area of this, this historical time. So that's what we've got. Now this faucet, it should be hooked up to plastic. I don't know what's going on here, but there was a hose hooked up to it. We do not have a bib vacuum breaker, and the water supply line, which is above grade, obviously not original, is not insulated. Looking for between 60 and 80 psi, and we've got about 65 psi right there. So that's a good thing. We're going to leave that because I'm going to come back. I'm going to take a still image of that. So as we come along here with this alternative water line coming around here, initially I thought that this was a lawn sprinkler system somebody had put above grade, but whatever, the water line along this wall should not be elevated. It just shouldn't. So what did we learn? We learned that we failed the meter test. We learned that we do not have a main water shutoff valve. We learned that we do not have a main drain. We learned that the water supply valve does not have a vacuum breaker, and the water supply line was improperly installed or bootlegged. It probably goes to the bath faucet. That's what we'll probably learn.